Welcome back to Alex Belfield in the Morning. We're back at Leeds Bradford Airport with the helicopter heroes and the stars behind the scenes who make it all possible. Louise is one of the video journalists who joins us on the programme. How are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you.
You seem to have a very showbiz job around helicopters all day. You're living the high life.
Yes, I suppose so, really. It has its highs and lows, I guess, as well. Yes, we have an interesting job flying around in the helicopter with the Yorkshire Air Ambulance. So,
how difficult is it going from being a camera woman on the ground to doing it in the air?
It's a different job, definitely. I mean, as a video journalist, we kind of arrive on location and film whatever they're at, basically. So we're not necessarily always filming from the air. We're pretty much on the ground filming whatever job they go to.
And I suppose you have no idea what you're going to find when you come in the morning. There could be 10 million stories or there could be nothing.
This is very true, yes. It can go, well, yeah, it can be absolutely anything from a golf course to somewhere on a beach. So, yes, it can be absolutely anything anywhere in the county, basically.
So when do you start taping? Because it's a 4-week run. It started on Monday, and you started how far in advance?
We were filming from last summer for this series, so we've been, everything from last summer up through the winter is in this series that's going out now.
It always looks cool and sexy in terms of a production, but that must take a lot of man hours. What are you doing during the day when there isn't stuff happening with the actual helicopter that you're filming in?
I'm in charge of the technology, so I'm in charge of all the new equipment that we've had to bring on board in terms of the high definition cameras. So it's my job to make sure everything is working correctly, check we've still got enough cards, batteries are charged, etc, etc. So that's my job as well, which I have to do as well as flying.
And most importantly, not get in their way.
Yes, that is a main concern for us, is not to get in the way at any point. We're always just an observer, so we're always, keeping that kind of the distance required for kind of privacy as well as kind of, just kind of observing. In
terms of the emotional stuff, because I mean there are tragedies with this helicopter. They're going to really serious accidents a lot of the time. By definition, they wouldn't be going to it unless they were really needed. Is that tough sometimes?
Yes, I mean it can be tough. You never quite know what you're going to see when you get there. You kind of, you're perhaps going to a horse rider or perhaps a car accident, but you don't necessarily know quite what you're going to see. I think sometimes it's a little bit easier because you're seeing it through a viewfinder, which sounds a bit strange, but it is a little bit kind of distance. But yeah, the team is very tight knit. As the paramedics look after us basically, and we're part of that team, part of the crew, and we all look after each other, and that's the kind of ethos that we go out with and come back with. I mean, the publicity that's raised by the programme is huge and tenfold in terms of kind of people donating as a result of that publicity. So the programme is really important in raising that profile for the Yorkshire Air Ambulance. So we're proud of that, very proud of that.
And again, it costs a fortune to get these helicopters in the air, and they can't go to everything. On those days when there's a lot happening, is it absolute chaos trying to get everywhere to try and help everyone?
Yeah, it can be. There are days. We've got 2 helicopters, one in Leeds, one in Sheffield, and they do allocate them kind of on a needs necessary basis. And yeah, you can get a lot of jobs on one day, but they seem to cope. Dave is a very good dispatcher, and he kind of coordinates us on which jobs we go to.
Do you ever get attached? Because I mean, you get to know these people, don't you?
You do, and it's really nice to go back and see people in hospital or at home, and you see them really well recuperated, coping with whatever they've, injuries they've been left with or not. And yeah, you do get very attached. There are certain people that I like to keep in touch with and find out how they're doing every now and again.
And the show looks fabulous on the TV. It's beautifully produced. Is that your proudest moment when the series is back running on BBC1 and you can turn on at 9 o'clock in the morning and see it?
Yes, it's a nice collective. I'm working today, and this morning we all sat down as a crew and watched the programme go out, and it's looking really good. The high definition is spectacular, so we're really pleased with all the equipment and everyone's work on the series.
You're not one of those who shouts out, I filmed that all the way through, are you?
Yes, you've got me there, yeah.
Louise, thank you so much for talking to us. We're here today at Leeds Bradford Airport talking to the stars and the people who make helicopter heroes possible. It's on 9:15 on BBC1. It's also in HD on BBC4.
It is, yeah, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, yes.
Marvellous. How do wrinkles look under that? Because I wouldn't want to be on HD.
Everyone looks great, I think.
Thank you, Louise.
Thank you.